We are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Wednesday night live with my co-host Tim H. Tom H.
There you go.
I always gotta fuck up right at the
I'm trying to steal my identity, Tom.
It's because he always says what Tim says. So
Always
Tom Harding,
Tim Jr.,
Tim Swift, and Brian Powers. How you doing, gentlemen?
Doing well. Doing well. Survived the weekend.
Yeah.
A little bit thinner in the pockets, but I survived the weekend.
Yeah, a lot of shit happened on your end, Tim, which sucks.
Yeah. Well, it was the first time that kind of thing happened. So everyone's like, "Well, tell us, Tim. Tell us what happened.
Oh,
go ahead and tell us the story."
I gotta wait for hour 2.
All right, so to give you the soup to nuts answer, it was the first time I was the victim of vape theft.
Yeah.
So to date I've lost things. Now that doesn't count. That one's on the blonde. But this time the band that I sometimes go out on the road with on weekends, we had a show here in Roswell, Georgia, which was like an outdoor festival situation. And basically there was no green room, which we're pretty used to having, like a place where we can kind of keep all of our things secured. It was just like this open, I have the dogs are wrestling right now. It was just like this open area behind the stage, and and the crowd was either people that were part of our crew, and then the organizer had his own crew. At any rate, my Coco was kind of like dying, and I needed to charge it. And so my friend who plays in the band loaned me his portable charger pack. So I was charging my phone at the same time I was charging my Coco. And so while that was going on, I was using my topside carbon as my backup vape. And I really didn't want to bring it around with me, but I'm like, I don't have an option at this point because I need an alternate vape.
Yeah.
So at any rate, I left everything kind of charging on the back of this cooler, which was literally right behind the stage. And of course, we don't know the people that work for these festivals and stuff like that. I'm sure a lot of the people backstage were hired guns anyway, probably right off the street. And so about maybe midway through the show, I went back to go check what the charge on my phone and the Coco was, and the Coco wasn't connected to the charger. The USB cable was there, but the Coco was gone. My phone was still there, and the charger was still there. So seeing that initially, I thought to myself, okay, well, maybe I'm an idiot, and maybe I had a beer too many and picked it up and shoved it in my pocket or put it back in my bag. And no, I was like, there's no way. I know I didn't pick it up. So in my mind at that moment, I said, you know what? I could be livid right now and be completely pissed off, which I was a little bit. But I'm like, it was cheap. I'm like, it was not that great of a loss. It's a $25 device. I'm not going to make a big stink out of it, but I'm going to tell the organizer that he needs to know he's got dishonest people working with him.
Hell yeah.
And I said, but I'm not mad. And I did tell him eventually. I said, look, I just want to let you know what happened. And I'm not taking it out on you. I'm not trying to make you look like you run a shoddy, ship or anything like that. I'm just saying you've got people back here who are taking things, and it might not be my stuff next time. It might be somebody else's stuff, and whatever. And he's like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm not mad. I'll just buy another one. My fault. I should have policed my stuff better.
Yeah, shit happens.
Exactly.
As long as the person that stole it is using it to not smoke, I guess.
I hope so. I hope so. But we're not done.
Yeah, no, we're not.
But wait, there's more.
We're not done. So no, stop. This is not time for WWE. Stop.
You made me think there, Tom. I do need a sound effect that says, wait, there's more.
Yeah, but wait, there's more. So at any rate, so now I'm down to the carbon. So I'm using that the remainder of the show. And it was starting to get towards, like, say, near the end of the show. And we were all kind of like anybody who was, I'm kind of like go for roadie, do whatever they need. I was standing right by the stage, and it was a mobile stage. So it was kind of connected to a trailer. And so there was kind of like this big hunk of metal coming off the side of the stage. And it had this great little resting spot. So I had my beer and my carbon right there in this little nook.
Yeah.
And as the show started to wind down, and then you got to start focusing your attention on getting things or getting people off stage or whatever. I turned around to go back to get my carbon, and I noticed the carbon wasn't there or my beer. Like both elements were
They
completely
took
gone.
the beer too. Damn it.
Yeah. So
Now,
it was
that's it.
it was like a Gutbuster IPA. So I'm like, are you freaking joking me? Now my carbon's gone too. So I went over to the friggin' organizer and I went, you know what? I'm like, your boys did it again, and now my carbon's missing. And he goes, you know what, man? He goes, I'm starting to think it's you and not my people. Like I just, am that aloof that I just lose my shit, all the time.
Yeah.
So at any rate, I had to walk away from the show without both vapes. Luckily, I was able to hold out and not smoke any cigarettes. So
that's good. That's good. That's a good thing, man.
Exactly. And in the end, at the whole night, I got back in my truck after my buddy and I got back to his house, and the sons of bitches stole the S Pen out of my Note 10
Oh, that's
phone
right.
too.
The S Pen too.
Oh.
So I had to replace. Not only did I have to replace the S Pen, which was like $30, I had to replace the Coco, which was I found it at Element for like $26. Then everyone here kind of knows my plight. You can't find a carbon anywhere.
Nope.
Nowhere. Like not even from the creator. You can't find them in the States anywhere. You can't get it from any of the Asian websites. Luckily, Dovpo came through and said that they were able. There was a few left in the UK, so I ordered a new one from the UK. So lesson learned: don't let your vapes out of your sight unless it's someone you can trust.
Yep. Backpack.
Don't trust flat-billed, bearded carnies that work behind stage at festivals.
Carnies, those damn carnies.
Yeah.
Even my work hat isn't flat billed.
Yeah. Well,
anyway, that was my weekend.
That was Tim's weekend. But he survived. He didn't smoke a cigarette. That's great.
He's got his bougie ciders.
He didn't kill anybody.
Yep.
He didn't kill anybody.
No. I wanted to.
Sounds like that whole thing you need a beer.
Well, exactly. So I'm going to decompress with a red apple ale.
He needed a beer, but the guy stole that too, man.
I know.
Well, there was plenty more where that one came from. I wouldn't have cried the blues. The beer was free anyway, so.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, wait a minute. Somebody stole your free beer?
Yeah.
Find that guy and punch him in the face.
Yeah. I hope they enjoyed the backwash. So.
Yeah. I always spit back. All right. Well, we want to get into this show and talk a little bit about advocacy, and there's going to be a couple links that you guys are going to see throughout the show. I put a couple of them together that I think are ones that we need to kind of focus on. And let me see. Well, the one, of course, that's always on the bottom of our screens is CASA. So everyone should be joining CASA and be part of CASA. Also, I'll have the link. I think I have that link. Yeah, I do. It's right here. Let me.
Oh, he committed Harry Troncali.
I think he was looking for a different link. I don't know.
I'm back.
There he is. He's back.
Yeah, I hit the wrong thing, but I always hit I forget to start a new tab is what it is. I keep doing that. But hold on here. Cancel that. Click that. Click this. Okay, here we go. All right.
I also put a link into the chat too.
Good boy.
Oh, yeah, I didn't do that one.
All right, this is the CASA web page that you guys need to focus on right now. So I'm going to put the link to this one. This one is going to automatic. If you are part of CASA, you should already have gotten this one. But when you go down to take action now and urge your representatives, you'll click on that and it'll automatically take you to another page and it will be your representative. This is mine. So if you're registered with CASA, they already know who your representative is for whatever state you're in. So so I can't really I guess I could give you the first link, right? Not
hey,
the
John,
second.
John,
Yeah.
just scroll to the bottom. No, go back to that link real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, when the letter comes up, click on the link till the letter comes up.
Click on the link to the
to the call to action.
Yeah,
click on take action.
Yeah.
All right, and now scroll down. Just scroll down the page. If you're not currently registered with CASA, at the very bottom of all that will be a place where you can enter your name and your address, and it will populate your representative for you.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I didn't know if they did that yet or not.
Oh, yeah.
Mine's
they're
already
real good about that.
Yeah, mine's already always filled out. So
yeah,
but
because some people on the page may be using the email from Zampllebox that went out this morning, or I got it this morning.
Okay.
And if they're not registered with CASA, there's a big green button or blue button that says, click here or take action. It'll take them right to this letter page. And if you notice, everybody, there's a message body. If you want to put additional stories there, you want to add your own commentary, you can add it in that little section that says message body. Don't disrupt the letter below that.
Right.
And then below that, even further, will be a place where you can put in your name, your address. You can get text notification updates, and it'll populate your rep.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go ahead and put the link to the first one in there then, just in case. So it'll be this one here, right? Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat, and that will take you to that page. But I like Tim says, you can do that as well as if you're not registered. But if you're going to CASA, you might as well register, guys.
It's free. They won't spam you with a bunch of junk email. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. And it'll give you the updates that you need each week. So, I mean, that's the key right there. And like we said before, the updates are personalized to your area. So you're not going to get, if you live in California, you're not going to get a call to action to New York unless it is something that is going to affect you as well in California.
Or in the Midwest or wherever.
Right. So your emails are personalized. Your calls to actions are also personalized to your area, or unless it's a national thing like this here.
Like
this is national.
USPS.
Yeah, this is national, guys. So this is going to affect all of us. And I mean, I have had people saying, well, what's the big deal? FedEx, UPS will do it. And I'm like, well, yeah, they'll do it.
For a cost.
Like I said, they were, for most companies like Zampllebox, that will mean an up in price for our boxes, guys. I mean, if they're going to have to use somebody other than USPS, even though Zampllebox has such a large volume of mail going out, sure, they're going to get somewhat of a break, but I can guarantee you it's not going to be the same price margin that they're getting from USPS. So
correct.
And so you will have to be
present.
21. You will have to be present when they deliver this, so you can sign for it.
Yeah,
including this.
Yeah,
not just mods and juice out of Zampllebox. It includes Zampllebox as well.
Yes,
everything.
That's part of the bill.
DIY.
Yeah, that's included in the bill. If you read in the bill, that's pushing for the signature at delivery. So I don't know about most of you. I'm never home when my Zampllebox shows up, so I don't need to be chasing my Zampllebox around to the nearest FedEx office or UPS office, because a lot of us, it might be, an hour's drive to the nearest.
It would be.
Yeah, for you, Tom. Yeah, it'd be an hour's drive. For me, it's 45 minutes drives to the closest USPS hub is about a 45-minute drive for me.
And does that disclude, just so for clarity, does that disclude you updating your shipping address to an address where someone will be home? I know you have to be the actual.
It has to be the signature has to be the name that it's being delivered to. That's what they're pushing for. So if it says says Tim Swift on there, Tim Swift has to sign that.
Well, and not that I'm not. This is potentially a loophole, but we'll see how things play out, right? Because I know that with like companies like USPS and stuff like that, if you're signed up with the postal service, like it's called informed delivery, you can see what's coming to your house.
Right.
When you get a tracking number for a package, now I don't know, they may override this, and we'll see what happens with it. But I noticed that with all my packages, you can go in and say, for whatever value it is, it can be a $3,000 package or a $5 package. You can override it and say, leave it at door without signature. And basically you submit an electronic signature online.
Yeah. I have that with the UPS because I get some packages from UPS and I know I'm not going to be around. I'll get that.
They're probably going to find a way to plug that loophole.
I'm sure they will. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's where they're at now. Is we'll find the loopholes and we'll get vocal about it. They'll hear it and be like, "Hey, wait a minute."
Well, of course, it's like Tim was saying though. You have to register to have that ability. So it's like you telling UPS, "Hey, it's okay. Drop that package off at the door and who's ever home." I mean. To me, it's kind of a silly thing because, number one, the UPS driver absolutely has no clue what's in that box, so he doesn't know he's delivering a tobacco product. I mean, so, he could be delivering anything. He has no clue.
Yeah. And, I'm hoping that some of the vendors start to get a little intelligent and maybe start disguising what the packages are.
Just put them in an envelope. Just put them in a USPS
plain brown wrapper.
They're plain white wrapper that they have that the Zampllebox comes in. I have one sitting right here somewhere.
I don't anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that their OCR readers and scanners are going to be able to detect what's flowing through the system since there's millions of packages. Yeah, hopefully, the vape companies can start getting away with shipping some stuff.
Yeah. Just put it in that.
Yeah, they don't have to necessarily say what it is that they're shipping.
Right.
It's earlier today, or was it yesterday? Yesterday?
They do kind of if it's juice though, Tim, because if it's a tobacco product, they have to have a tobacco license to distribute tobacco in the mail. So I guess that would kind of tell USPS that is tobacco product in there. So
yeah, I just noticed that some states are already mandating it at the state level because we had a thread in the group. I believe it was yesterday or earlier this morning? I can't remember now, but somebody had ordered some juice from a company, and that
was this morning.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, and they paid for their orders and everything. They had never had to sign for anything in the past before. And then all of a sudden, days later or a couple days later, they sent an email with a bill for $35 for a signature confirmation from USPS. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that Minnesota, the state that they live in, now requires adult confirmation signature for vape deliveries. I don't know if every company is catching on to it because I'm sure most of their systems aren't updated, which was this company's excuse that they're in the process of updating their system, but it's not completed yet. So they ended up having to bill her later for $35, which, that's a gut punch. I mean, she had already spent a considerable amount of money with this company. And frankly, I think at those dollar levels, they probably could have figured something out. But these vape companies are not going to absorb this cost. They're going to pass it forward to you. So
absolutely,
they got to pay for it. So they're going to make you pay it, but pay them back.
All right, this is the other big one, guys, and it's time we get back to doing this as well because I thought I had gotten some misinformation, but I thought it already passed both houses, but it hasn't. So, but eventually it's going to get to him. So why not start now, guys? And I mean, it's a simple call. We've all, most of us have done it. I'm sure it's called the White House before.
Yeah.
In the past, there's two ways of doing it. You can go through the switchboard, which I recommend because you're going to actually talk to a human being. The comment one, which is the first number, is usually just a message board. So that's that first number that's listed there. I always call the switchboard number because you're going to actually talk to somebody and she or he's going to have to take down what you said. Supposedly, right? Supposedly. Allegedly, they're actually writing down. Let me take this thing off. Or wait, down here. Put this one back. I don't want to cover Tim's face. He's so, he's so handsome.
He's so pretty.
He's so pretty.
Ghost Rider.
But I'm going to put the link to this one as well in the chat. And this is another one that I think everybody should get back to doing again. Let's not wait for it to get to the president. Let's make him see that we are concerned with what's going on. And I don't know any other way of putting it. Tim's better with words.
What? With speakings?
Yeah, Tim's better with
linguistics.
Linguistics. I put it I'm going to put it in the chat here. But this is the email. This is the
phone number.
No, this is the website link that takes you to the Washington White House. Yes.
And just to be clear, make sure it's .gov.
Yes, it is .gov.
No, I'm just saying that click the link.
Yeah.
Don't go to whitehouse.com. That is not what you want.
Yeah. Click the link that I just posted. And if you scroll down on this, you'll see right here, you can also email. So if you click that one, that will take you right here. And then you can select who you want this to go to. Contact the president, of course. That's what you want to do. And then you just fill it out. And this is an opportunity for you to write.
To use your words.
To use your words. I'm going to stop this. I don't want to. But yeah, this is important as well. Like I said, why wait for it to get to him? Let's hammer him now. I mean, right, guys? I mean, hammer him now. I mean, we all kind of have an idea what he thinks and he wants, but we know how that is. So,
and with it being an election year, he's gonna listen to people if he wants to keep that job.
Yeah. Well, it kind of worked on him last time.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, there was enough pressure from the community. Of course, I don't think that anything like this is going to garner another meeting in the Oval Office or wherever they met, some boardroom somewhere.
No,
yeah, I don't think it's going to garner that level of exposure. But voices matter, right? So
absolutely,
if you're quiet and you're just crossing your fingers and hoping that good's going to come out of it, odds are it's just going to get ignored and he's just going to sign it because. As it stands in the Senate, now this bill is going in reverse. Most of the time, bills start in the House, then they go to the Senate, then they go to the president. In this case, it started with the congressman in the Senate, and it's going to work backwards to the House. I'm sorry, the senators. And now it's going to work. Now it's going to work backwards to the House with the congressman, and the Senate showed a lot of bipartisan support for this bill, which is unfortunate because I don't want to make it a political issue, so I'm not going to. I'm just saying it got bipartisan support with some amendments, and now it's going to the House. And if anyone pays attention to politics, we all kind of know how the House is structured. But if it had bipartisan support in the Senate, odds are it's going to get bipartisan support in the House. And there was a blurb, and I don't know where I got this from. Don't quote me on this. Don't take my word for it. But I was reading, maybe it might have been Twitter. Somebody had heard that he was going to veto it anyway. Yeah. But we can't hang our hats on that. And that's coming from a third party person who doesn't have an actual source that they could comment and say who that was. So, don't rely on that information.
Well, Let me put it this way. The last 8.5 years that I've been vaping, there has been, this separation in our community. And We can't have that anymore, guys. And one of the things we really need to work together and do everything possible. Do everything that should be our motto. I mean, I'll use the word enemies, but our enemies don't. They don't sit around saying let's not do this, let's do that. Let's be honest. They're relentless. They are. Their pursuit to kill the industry. I mean, that's their only pursuit, man. Period. So why shouldn't we be the same way? I mean, we throughout history we've seen what active. I don't know how you want to put it, protesters or whatever have gotten their way. I mean, I'm not saying we need to go riot and do all this nonsense and these crazy things, but
come on, I'm down for some anarchy.
But I'm tired of hearing, and I'm not going to fucking call out anybody, but I'm tired of hearing, don't do this, don't do that. It's a waste of your time. Do everything, be relentless, attack everything, man. That's the only way that we're going to be heard, and for when someone says don't do this, it's a waste of time, that just kind of fucking pisses me off, man. It's just like, what, it's my time. I'll decide whether it's wasted, that I go fill out a petition. I'll decide whether or not I that's a waste of my time. Don't tell me it's a waste of time. It's just, I'm done with that. Because to me, it's just like, if we attack everything, we get noticed. If we just focus on one little thing that we're told this is important, let's do this. Obviously it hasn't been working because we don't get any fucking media time. We don't get any blurbs in news feeds or on any of that stuff. So for me, that's like, we need to attack it at every fucking level. And I know everyone's like, well, how are you supposed to attack everything? Go to Twitter, go to fucking Facebook, go to social media. If some news outlets actually let you comment on articles, most of them have stopped. MSN put a stop to it. MSN was the worst. If you wanted to have about an hour and a half of a good time, I used to just go to the articles, and then I didn't even read the articles. I would just scroll down to the comments just to see everyone blasting each other. But to me, that's where I think we need to be. I think sorry for my French here, but I think we need to be assholes. Am I right or am I wrong about this?
No, you're not wrong.
You're right.
Yeah.
But we can't be reckless assholes about it. We have we have to be smart about this because we don't have the budget that they do.
Yeah, no.
We do, luckily, however, have science and facts behind us.
Yeah, and people.
And we have to keep hammering those. We can't get emotional about it.
Yeah. So it, for like today's show, I want to focus on a lot of the social media part of it. Twitter accounts, and now, like Tim said and Tom said, we don't need to be assholes about it. So I'm not telling you to go to Pave's fucking website or Twitter page and attack them like jerks. Throw science at them. If you see them post something on their Twitter account that makes absolutely no sense and it's idiotic and it's just flat out lies, go over there and be nice about it. But state facts and just keep hammering their page to the point where they have to maybe delete you or block you.
Well, that's the thing. Like right now, one of the big trending hashtags on Twitter is facts, not fear.
Yeah.
So
let's take that fucker over.
Yep.
It would be a wise idea to keep also using that one also.
Yeah.
People hijack hashtags all the time. Kind of a funny story, since you guys are like, let's not be assholes about it. But I mean, I got on Twitter early on when really when sort of the vaping community switched over to Twitter, because and I'm not suggesting that everybody here go make a Twitter account, because some people, they don't really know what to post or what to say or anything like that. But I got on there when the vaping community really hit Twitter hard, because it was realized that that was the place to go, because that's where all the real people are. It's not on Facebook. those Facebook pages that you see for governors and senators, and those all have a social media person, managing that for them. They don't actually do the talking. But anyway, so I get on Twitter and I make comments from time to time. And the comment I made the other day is I said apparently protesting gets results nowadays. Here, I'll read you the post. I'll read it. And it was said with utopian jest, but hold on. Okay. Well, can I pull up the actual thing? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, you can pull up the page.
While you're looking, Tim, Robert, for some reason, your name's not showing up on our end.
Yeah, you should be already logged in or something. I know you are.
Also, hi to you and hi to Larry.
Yeah, what's up, Larry? Larry's in the house.
Okay,
missed you last week, Larry.
I'm down one monitor, so I can only share one screen at a time, I think.
Borrow one of Brian. He's got like 5.
Yeah, I do.
Well, can you see the screen?
Yep.
Yep. All right. So my comment was, I said, since extreme protest gets results today, we vapors should occupy cigarette commerce locations, block resupply, and destroy inventory, interrupting revenue and saving lives. We'll call it VAPE, Vaping Advocacy Protest Encampments to force the defunding of corrupt nanny states.
Nice.
Tim, we were thinking alike today, dude. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, we should just get in front of grocery stores and liquor stores and just held signs that say, don't buy tobacco products in there, that tobacco kills, and see how they feel.
Yeah, well, the idea for people watching the show, the idea behind that is one of the main catalysts or reasonings behind why the belief system is there that the government is trying to take vaping away and support the tobacco industry or cigarettes in general is because of the master settlement agreement, the tobacco master settlement agreement. I recommend people go read on what that is if you want to get informed. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but in short, basically, it's the tobacco companies giving money to the states,
money
for the sales of cigarettes in those states. So, obviously vaping interrupts that for multiple reasons and cuts into the revenue. Yep. So that said, that was what I mean by the defunding of corrupt nanny states. So the defunding part means to disrupt the tobacco master settlement agreement. So if we make piles of cigarettes in the middle of the street and burn them to the ground, then there's no cigarettes to sell to people. Right now, I'm not trying to harp on the smokers, but because we all came from that place. But I'm just saying, if people aren't buying cigarettes, then the tobacco companies don't have money to give to the states. And then nanny states, everyone understands that, and that's the term where control is handed over to the government to police the things that don't need to be policed. And
because
part
the
of our
citizens no longer think that they can handle it themselves.
Exactly. So, for example, the vape, the vape war that's going on right now is under the guise of the children, and that the youngsters are getting their hands on vape devices, and so that's why you have the USPS thing. They think that if they can shut the postal service down effectively, it'll keep it out of the hands of kids. They already raised the tobacco age to 21, which I think that should be policed. I think that overall
start there.
Exactly, and hold places that sell e-liquid, vape gear, stuff like that. I mean, vape shops included. I mean, I know that most vape shops are saints anyway, but like gas stations and any other place where it can be sold, hold them accountable for selling to underage shoppers.
Yep.
I know kids are getting it on Snapchat and finding other ways around it to get to things, but at any rate. But yeah, nanny states, mom and dad can't monitor their kid well enough that, that the kids are getting away with it. So that's why they're trying to take it away from us. So I get on there and make commentary all the time. And there's once you get into the community of vapors on there now, you'll start to notice some of the regular big names and stuff that are out there. So.
Well, that's the thing is that when the research was out before, was most of the time it was underage sales was convenience stores.
Yeah,
true. But it transitioned and it started going through Snapchat and Instagram and all this other stuff because they weren't monitoring their social media channels, and the kids are getting it illegally anyway. So I mean, really, in the end, none of this that they're doing is really going to stop them. If the kids want it, they're going to get it. So,
well, remember the stat from New York City, just New York City. They did a test there, and a underage person can get a pack of cigarettes and some alcohol. They had a 60% chance in the city of New York. That's insane. A 60% chance they could walk into a store and walk out with cigarettes. And that's just one major city. And I'm sure LA, I'm sure Chicago, I'm sure, some of the major cities are just as bad, if not, some of the smaller communities, I noticed though, like the smaller towns, you're going to have a little bit of a harder time. If you're not 21, you're probably not going to get a pack of cigarettes because the guy behind the counter knows your mom and dad. But when you live in a major city like New York, nobody fucking knows nobody. So it's just
but they're saying there's so much traffic and nothing, the cops can't be everywhere and they can't have a tobacco monitor. But I mean, the idea here is that ideally, there are laws in place. We all understand that the kids are getting this stuff illegally. They're breaking the law in effect. And so, so how is that an adult? How is that our adult fault when they're not our children? And typically, vapors with children have educated them better than the parents that don't smoke or don't vape or and their kids just are left to run amok and do whatever it is they do, take their allowance and blow it on jewels and all this other stuff. So
we talked about that. Remember, it was like one of our very first shows. Just the cost. Break down the cost. These kids don't have $5 allowances anymore.
Oh God, no.
And we all vape, and most of us have bought a Juul, so we know that just the device itself isn't cheap, and we know that supplying the pods are not cheap. So if these kids are buying Juuls, and we saw, what did we see, Tim? 2 cartridges a day?
Yeah, they're saying they go through like 2 carts in a day or something like that. And what, a pack of 4 of them suckers is like $16.
It's insane.
So if they're going to the gas station to get 4 packs all the time, you start doing the math. I don't think there's any kid that really has an allowance to support that. But what I will say is that people are resourceful and they're crafty. And just like with the A-Bay units, there are ways where you can get inside those pods and refill them. Yeah. And I had even heard a story somewhere. It was an online publication that kids were admitting that they were getting their Juul cardos because companies started making empty ones.
Right.
Or basically generic universal ones that fit the device. Right. Empty ones that were refillable, and they're buying them from their friends at school. So their friends have access to the stuff. They fill them up with God knows what.
Yeah.
And then they sell them out of their backpacks for $5 a pop or something like that. So, like I said, I mean, this is really a misguided atrocity by the government to shut down an adult choice item under the name of children when they're not going to be able to control them anyway. And really, bottom line is, I mean, I'm fully subscribed to the idea that this has really nothing to do with vaping. They don't have control over it. They can't tax it properly. And ultimately, it's eating into their lobbyist money. And so the lobbyists are the big tobacco companies are like, they watch the vape industry grow to $1 billion industry. And they were like, we're losing money, we're losing customers. Let's just throw money at our government representatives and get them to shut it down. And they're shutting it down without true science.
Yeah,
they're shutting it down with a bunch of falsities. So that's why it's important for us to speak up. I mean, if you think what you see on the TV now is what's going on in the world is a bunch of BS and people want to speak out about that. So is this. This is your government at work, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing too, is that like I've got a link I'm gonna send it, but basically the FDA saves all their searches, all their say underage sales and all that stuff. You can go on their website. You can bring up your own state. You can filter in for ends products / e-liquid, and it will show you all the different places that actually have sold to minors, and you can see on there directly that it's been more convenience stores than anything else.
Yeah. Why are we looking at President Trump's Twitter page?
Because that's the next one we're going to talk about, using his page as well to get our message across.
Yeah, just send a message, a tweet right at him. He may or may not see it. Who knows?
Because we all know he's on freaking Twitter, right?
Dude, that guy sees his Twitter, buddy. That phone.
I know.
He doesn't have he does not trust anyone to tweet for him, man. His tweets are his tweets. So
I know.
Yeah. He doesn't have an official tweeter for himself.
Nope. But it's at real Donald Trump.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's right under his name.
Right there, at real Donald Trump, right below his name.
Oh, it is. I thought I hit the wrong link.
No, that's him.
Yeah.
But if you are on Twitter, I mean, you're going to be exposed to all different kinds of anti-vape advocacy groups and journalists and people who are places, even including the American Lung Association and stuff like that, who are basically putting out propaganda to lie on the vape industry. And basically, go ahead, Tom.
The biggest one is you see it on TV, usually about the 7 o'clock ish hour.
Yeah.
And that's if you vape. Truth Initiative.
Yep.
Them are a bunch of lying sons of bitches.
Yeah, and they make up like little poster things, like little memes and stuff like that, that basically have all kinds of nonsense on them. That if you know if you understand the vaping industry and you understand what's in it, what is inside what we vape, you would know immediately that a lot of what they're saying is a bunch of BS. And
all junk science.
The vaping community jumps on those posts and riddles them with Twitter bullets. I mean, calling them out left and right, because you have to refute that information, because they're trying to pass that info on to people who don't know anything about vaping, or only saw the media reports about the people getting sick and in the hospital and dying. And we all know that wasn't what we vape. That was from the black market THC cartomizers and stuff.
The vitamin E acetate.
Yeah, exactly. So, they're trying to conflate that and demonize the vaping under that guise, the EVALI cases, and the fact that there's been a spike in teenage use of vaping products. And we all know that we don't want kids to get their hands on it.
Right. I mean, we're all against that.
Yeah, but they don't. They just want to continue to push the issue, and it's been tough. So if you have the ability to use your voice, no one here is forcing you to do anything. We're just simply saying, if you want to fight, if you want to speak up, we're giving you platforms and places to go and avenues to exercise that voice, because it is important, because it'll be gone. And then you'll wake up the next morning and be like, "Oh, screw the government, man! They took away my vaping."
Yeah. Well, you sat there and did nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
So you have nobody else to blame but yourself.
And let's get to another point. You no longer, those out there that say I can, DIY. Oh, guess what, boys?
Nope.
That's next. So if you think
that's part of the vape mail stuff.
I don't want to hear that no more, because that loophole is not going to work. They're going to put a stop to that as well. And Joe Blow from Kansas City is not going to get a nicotine license to get nicotine sent to his house, because Joe Blow from Kansas isn't going to have enough money to pay for that nicotine license so he can get nicotine. You'll get the flavors. Flavors are everywhere. You know, flavors you can go get, but you're not going to be able to get that nicotine. And, you know, so I don't want to hear that anymore, that I can always DIY my shit at home because, you know, unless you're a chemist and you know how to make that shit.
Good luck.
Good luck, man. I mean,
the one I don't want to hear anymore is the whole mentality and people saying, well, I personally don't have to because everybody else is. No, stop that.
Yeah.
I can't pull up Pave anymore because they blocked me. Can anybody access
I can get Pave. Hold on, let me get it.
On Twitter or what?
All right, while you're doing that, I'm going to rant a minute.
On Twitter, yeah.
No, I lost what I was going to rant about. Damn it.
Oh, somebody getting old.
Fuck you, old man.
Someone's having forget-me-nots.
Well, like I told you the other day, man, I went outside to do something, and as soon as I walked through the door, I forgot what it was.
Were you able to pull it up, Tim?
I'll share my screen again. I'll go down. I mean, she's kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
So I mean, you kind of have to weed through. Like, she was basically on a vape assault for the longest time.
She'll be back.
Yeah, she's basically this filthy, stinking, rich, stuck at home. Mom.
But she gets funding.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I believe. Yeah, she does too. And you kind of have to weed through her stuff now. But most of what you'll see from her is something about vaping. And usually it's a bunch of nonsense where she's just firing off, basically trying to sway, the nuclear families, the middle class and upper middle class, moms to think that their kids are basically, like dying. But now she mixes in stuff about smoking. And we're like, no, we don't want them smoking either.
No.
But let's see.
Okay, who here started smoking because they seen it in a movie and thought, hey, that looks like fun. Let's try that.
Well, I think the biggest misnomer is that she'll push the agenda that vaping is a gateway for smoking, which is absolutely false. Now, she's also notorious for deleting a lot of her tweets too. Matter of fact, eons ago, some girl had posted on her page in one of her responses on her Twitter feed about how they were so scared about vaping that they went back to smoking, and they were back to whatever they were smoking a day. And she actually congratulated them on switching back to smoking.
Yeah.
Hi, Derek.
Yeah. So, but for some reason, these are her. I'm not blocked. I won't follow her.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I won't follow her. But she now has seemed to she's sporadic now. Like here, vaping attention to prevention. But she'll always bring in the kid argument.
Right.
And she'll share stuff that's anti-vape, obviously. Right here, like the CDC and FDA report that more than 5 million use, 1 in 4 American high school students and 1 in 10 middle school students now vape. Well, that's actually I don't know if that quote is factual, but I think the majority of them said they at least tried vaping. I don't know if they can consistently vape.
Yeah.
A lot of them get their inflated numbers from that. Well, I tried it, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, I think they only had to try it once in a month period.
Yeah, I think it was something retarded like that.
And so that was automatically, if they tried it once, they were automatically a vapor. Yep. Even if they didn't enjoy it and stopped, never touched it again, they were considered a vapor.
Yeah, I'm a little weirded out by her Twitter feed. It's very short. It ends down here. Like it doesn't go beyond.
Yeah, she's removed a lot of stuff, Tim. I've seen her she'll post something and then she'll get a lot of shit for it. So instead of erasing every single comment, she would just erase the whole Twitter post.
Right. She takes shots. Yeah, she takes shots, and then the vapors get on her thread and call her all kinds of things. I mean, now I don't know if that's becoming behavior of what the vape community should be doing.
Frustration.
Well, it is frustration. I mean, is that really the approach that we should take with civil discourse? But I'll tell you what, I mean, it's not surprising to me the heated, comments that she gets back, because we are frustrated, we are mad, and to see people lie on us and the industry and the life-saving benefits and technology that it provides for everybody, and getting everybody off smoking and future people off of smoking, to see people blatantly lie like that or share propaganda, you get mad and you want to come down on her. And she's a little person in the grander scheme of things. I mean, her influence is probably not that great. I mean, let's see. So she
was at the White House.
Okay, but this may be an all. But look, she's only got 12 followers, dude.
Yeah.
So maybe this is another page. Hold on.
You're on the wrong. Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on. You're on the wrong one.
All right, let me try.
All right, I remember my rant now.
Oh,
about everything.
What did that take? Like 15 minutes?
It took Tim saying something that triggered my memory. Everything that we're saying to do, guys.
There it is.
Since most of you or most of us are on some kind of a quarantine type thing anyways, got nothing else to do, blow up Twitter.
Blow it up.
Yep.
Blow up everything. Not literally, of course, because that would be bad.
Yeah.
But
be heard.
Time to kill.
Be heard. Voice your opinion.
Yes. And Derek, yes, that does mean you want to get shot at again, according to Pave. Them's the rules. I don't make them.
There, you're on the right page now, Tim. I see the yellow. I see the yellow icon.
Yep. So I mean, but it's the same rehash crap over and over and over again. And the reality is that the majority of what these people who are anti-vape advocates, they aren't even really addressing the devices that the majority of us use. They attack Juul, the easy ones that the kids can get their hands on because they're small and concealable. Now, I know kids use other devices as well. Juul is not the only one, but it's the one that parents recognize most commonly.
Right.
And now she's attacking the IQOS device, which, I would rather them attack that, because that's not really that far off from smoking. It's just heating up tobacco as opposed to burning it. So,
the vape industry has nothing to do with the IQOS.
Right. And now now she's lauding, Feinstein getting this thing through. But see, the problem is that there are a lot of people on Twitter, and a lot of people don't know the industry like we know it. So she's getting her message out to people that don't know any better. Okay, so she's got 1,800 followers. That's really, by a stretch, that's not a lot when you talk about
millions of people that are on Twitter.
Well, Twitter influence. I mean, when you have celebrities that have millions of followers and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I don't consider celebrities to be influencers.
No, but people listen to them, Tom.
Yeah, they really should.
You and I don't, but people do. But if you go down her page, I mean, let's see if we can pick up on some of the commentary. Hold on. Let's just read some of the back and forth that she gets. So here's the Juul one, 307 comments. Oh, this is me. I said this organization should be called Parents Against Parenting. It's always someone else's fault, right? You're too afraid to parent by using discipline and authority because you will be accused of abuse. Kids are using a product illegally and made for adults. Parent, don't blame. But yeah, you're going to get a lot of like Red Phoenix.
I'll be right back. I need a
big vapor. And so this is the counter messaging that is put out there, and it's necessary to do this because the same person that doesn't know squat that's going to read this, there's a good chance they're going to read some of the back and forth that's going on down here. And if we can persuade people somehow with our messaging, it's as equally as effective as what she's trying to do,
Right.
But it's the same thing over and over and over again, I mean, people put studies and charts and stuff up to counterbalance the claims that they're making about how, harmful and horrible vaping is, and you look at the drugs, the percentages, I guess this is a percentage, monitoring the future study trends and prevalence of various drugs for 8th graders, 10th graders, and 12th graders. This is a little bit antiquated, but 2015 to 2018, I don't know if all the data is in on that. But you can see, that the numbers are as high for other things, especially things like illicit drugs. This one is kind of on the fence. This one is illegal to all of these kids. Well, this is illegal to the kids.
They're all illegal to those kids.
Yeah, so this is illegal to the kids. So the kids are dabbling in all kinds of stuff, but they want to demonize vaping. Mm-hmm. And we all know, I mean, it is stated fact that smoking kills up to 500,000 people every year. Goes completely ignored, and no one seems to care about that fact or that number. And it kills up to, was it Tom, correct me if I'm wrong, or Brian, correct me if I'm wrong. Is it 40 million?
That's the number I heard.
I'm sorry, no, 40,000. 40,000 people die every year to secondhand smoke. So imagine,
I believe that's about accurate.
Right. So imagine what could happen if you could get vaping into the hands of those people, and they don't want it to happen.
No,
because there's too much money to be lost.
Yep.
By letting it go away.
It's sad to say, but our lives don't mean shit when it comes to the almighty dollar.
Right. And we tout this number all the time that there's 13 million vapors out there who are vaping and have switched over and are saving their lives. And the response that comes back for calls to action, and the response that comes back from, your ability to get out there and share your voice is marginal. It's marginal. I mean, it's minuscule at best. Tom, what was it?
Even when we post in advocacy posts in the lounge, they get very little traction, and that's sad.
Yeah.
There's 250,000 members of CASA out of 13 million vapors. That's less than 1%.
Yep.
That's sad.
So, I mean, it's just important to note that whether you feel like you're going to be able to make that difference, you can't say that for sure it's not. I mean, if they had 13 million people beating down their freaking door, as opposed to the low numbers of people who are actually out there doing it, and we're not elevating ourselves by any means. I mean, I'm not part of the American Vaping Association. I'm not going out there and making speeches, and I'm not standing in front of names and people that I can influence. But I'm trying to get some of the message and help and influence as much as I can, just because it's important. Because we all literally could be staring down the barrel of not having this within a matter of probably months.
And the reason why we keep pushing for joining CASA over like VTA and stuff like that is CASA is for the consumer. That's us.
Yeah.
We're not business owners in vaping. That would be what the VTA is for.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people forget about that. And in the beginning, it was difficult. We talked about it before. There were so many groups that were trying to do what CASA is doing so well right now. And if you look around, CASA is the only one left. Really,
they're still around.
And that can change. So, and we're also going to talk about, they're do I have the link for there? They are asking for money now, guys.
Brian posted that in the Facebook chat a little while ago.
Okay, good. So help as much as you can, guys.
Even $2 will help them.
I mean, think about it. It's not cheap to keep a website running. It's not cheap to keep these people out.
They have 3 paid employees.
Yeah. It's not easy. I mean, you are just to keep a website up. I forget what it was. I used to have the totals down on a piece of paper, but I mean, it's not cheap, guys. And for someone to do all that research, and that takes time. To find out what's going on here. You know, they're taking care of every single state, you guys. So you know, it takes manpower to keep up with that stuff. So, you know, like Tom says, even $2, man, you know, if you give $2 today and maybe next month a little more, that, you know, I mean, they're doing it for us, and there's a reason they're still around, and not blowing smoke isn't around, and some of the other groups are not, you know, they're not the influence that CASA has. So
instead of buying 10 bottles of juice because it's on sale one month, get 8. Send that extra money that you were going to spend on juice that's just going to sit in your cabinet till God knows when. Send it to CASA where they can use it. It's that simple, guys.
I mean, look at the tweet I have up now from Campaign for Tobacco Free Kids. Read that.
Let me put it up. There you go.
It says, because Black Lives Matter, we must confront one of the leading killers of African Americans, flavored tobacco. It's time to prohibit all flavored tobacco products, including menthol cigarettes, flavored e-cigarettes, and flavored cigars. Who in their right mind believes that statement? Now, I know that, you know, heart disease and other things are affected, but vaping should not be included in any of that. If you want to get rid of cigarettes, fine. Yeah, that does cause heart disease and cancer and all that other stuff. Vaping doesn't cause that. But yet they throw us under the bus, and they throw it in there and make it, and they even hijack other causes, other agendas to use it to try to favor their own.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just how much shenanigans goes on with these anti-vaping campaigns.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes on. You by the time you get to the bottom of these things, you'll be so friggin' pissed off.
I'm pissed off just off of that one tweet you read.
Yeah.
I want to set something on fire.
You have to take your heart medicine.
I'm not that old, asshole.
That it just goes on, and then they parade the kids up, you know, with these apparently these woke little teenagers who have been around so long that they know exactly what's impacting the world. I'm not saying teenagers can't be smart, but my God, you know,
they can't.
Yeah, but they're not. Why are they on the soapbox speaking? They're not even adults. No. They should be. They rather than lobby these quotations, which I don't even really know that they even come up with this stuff. I feel like someone feeds it to them and then they just parrot it. But I mean, you know, they just keep attacking the vape industry like the vape industry is the problem the kids are vaping. No, it's because your uncontrollable buddies and peers can't keep can't stay out of the nonsense and bullshit. That's not the vaping industry's fault. And they keep saying that we're marketing to kids and we're selling to kids. You know, I mean, we could have all these arguments about alcohol or, you know, and other stuff. I mean, and I hate to bring it up on this particular kind of a feed. And I'm not knocking people's personal choices because I have zero problems with what people want to do with themselves. What you do on your own time is your choice. And unless it harms me, I got no problems with anything. But I mean, even in the marijuana industry, you can go on some of these websites where you can I guess you can look at their menu or whatever. You can't buy it online, but they all have flavors. You know, gelato cake and blue raz this and I'm like, so here you are attacking a 95% safer and healthier alternative to smoking, you know, because you claim it has everything to do with the flavors and that's what's attracting the kids. Just open your eyes and take a look around and look at how many other illegal activities they could partake in that tout flavors, and then say on the back end of that, well, but adults don't like flavors. It's only for the kids. So, you know, it's all BS, man. It just makes you mad. But anyway, enough with that. But that's Pave. Oh my God, it's Derek, the used car salesman.
I sell new cars too.
I know you do. I'm joking with you.
So, Derek, what are your thoughts on what we're discussing?
Okay, so the last few months have been the most ridiculous thing I have seen ever. Overall, just everything in general.
Yep.
And so I think with the complete overload of the media blasting every single thing that they possibly can to keep people's attention off of the important issues has caused a lot of people to just completely block
Check out.
everything out. Yeah. So it's like a DDNS hack where you overload the security software so you can make the backdoor into a website. And they're doing that with the whole population.
Yep. And the funny part is that everyone's so preoccupied with all of their other frustrations and things that are going on in the world. The government's not stopping. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're sliding this legislation through
because they know
where
they
we
can't.
can't. Yeah, we can't fight. People are locked up at home. People can't get out and go to the hearings. People can't take part in the fight. So we have to use our digital format the best that we can. But they're not stopping. Shit, New York passed their ban under the cover of night.
So
in the middle of all this nonsense going on. So
because and I think that's where everybody's fucking up. Really, is we're not reading between the lines. Everyone sticks to the headline, but nobody actually wants to get down and read what's actually going on.
Yep.
I look at sorry.
I'm completely guilty of that.
Same.
I think we all are. We all do that.
I usually look at what's going on and be like, all right, what aren't they telling me?
Yeah.
But I haven't been doing that lately. I've just been like, well, it's a dumpster fire.
Yep. The world's a dumpster fire and no one wants to put it out.
Big one.
Larry, I don't know if Aaron Mills was the one that paraded the kids into the White House.
If she was the one with Pave, yes.
Yeah.
All right.
That is what she did. John, any word from Matthew?
Not yet. I'll give him a buzz here in a second.
Okay. Because I know he's got a lot of lovely things to say about Pave.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, if no one's ever heard Matthew talk, he's one of the more outspoken voices that are, and he has being
intense.
Yes, he is, and very unfiltered, which is awesome.
Yep. And that's good because he doesn't have a problem standing up when he needs, and he's doing it for a lot of us, and he's just asking
for all of us.
Yeah, he's asking for a very little in return, and that's just to be proactive any way that you can.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing though. Like, being outspoken and so that, especially on Twitter, the issue with a lot of that is people can try to take something and spin it, or they can say a lie, and it's okay for them to do that. But as we've talked in previous shows, that anybody who's in the vaping industry can't say a word about it. And that's kind of the issue about it, is like, we can't say the truth, but they can lie.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
because our hands are tied. See, now we can, as the consumer can.
Yes, the consumers can.
We can. So that's why I tell everybody this. This. I can't stress this. I know I say it all the time, but if we can't convince the people that are around us every day how much this has benefited us, our lives, I mean, we're in trouble. I mean, and those are the people that we should be focusing on, because if you can get your brother, your sister, or your mom, or your dad, or your uncle, or your aunt to say, okay, I see the benefits. I see these are people that see you every day. So they know what you looked like, when you were a smoker, and how much better and how much healthier you are today. So, I mean, I tell people all the time, focus there first. If you have a hard time explaining how vaping has benefited you to a complete stranger, work on your family. Work on your family at home. Practice on them, because I'm sure all of us in this panel have at least one cousin or one aunt or one uncle that just doesn't think vaping is smart. It's
My
good.
sister.
Oh yeah.
So if you are having practice on them, go do your research, get everything lined up, go over to them, go through the stats and the statistics and give them your information and work there and get those people to come onto our side. I mean, if we could all get one or two persons in our family to come over to CASA and register and start doing the calls of action, can you imagine that?
It'd be amazing.
If we could get, two people in our own family out of 13 million vapors to join CASA and to follow through with these calls of action, I mean, that's a huge difference. That's 250,000 people more than what we have now. I forget what Tom said the total is, which is ridiculous, but
there's 250,000 members of CASA out of 13 million vapors.
Yeah.
But if out of those 250,000, if each one of us got just one person, that's that's 500,000 people.
I just kicked Tim out. Sorry,
way
Tim.
to go.
Good job.
I was trying to close that box. Tim, come back.
Baby, come back.
Come back. You are the one for me.
Since we have a brief moment. Hey,
Tim, I'm sorry, Tim. Come back.
I know what that is.
What is it?
Sorry, Tim. I was trying to close that box and it kicked you out too.
I cannot think of what it's fucking called.
No, you didn't do nothing. It was that I was trying to close that box and I figured it said when I clicked that box, it said kick out. I didn't know it was going to kick you out too.
Derek, that's Thor's dad.
Okay. Oh yes, the Odin.
Yes.
Odin. Yeah, Odin.
I got a buddy of mine was looking for a mod like a couple months ago, and he wanted a big lipo box, and I was like, this will be much cheaper.
Yeah. No.
I like the Odin.
Tom, did you get the high end one or the regular one?
I got the regular one. I went cheap.
He's a cheap bastard.
He's a cheap bastard.
I am.
Yeah, that the night I lost my vape, while I was in the truck on the way home, I'm thinking, oh my God, I lost my Carbon and my Asgard. And then I got home and I realized that my Asgard was on my Triad. And I was like, phew. I was like, I mean, granted, it's not fun to lose any. I lost the Asmodus .blank, but I was able to find another one of those too. But yeah, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I lost it. You can't even, it's so hard to find Asgards that you can't find anything anymore.
No, you still can't get anything.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the funny part is I messaged Asmodus because I went right back to the Asmodus website to just buy the same RDA that I already had while I was waiting for news on the Carbon. And they were all sold out of the .blanks on their website. And to my knowledge, that was the only place that you could pretty much get them. So I did a little searching and I couldn't find anything right away. So I emailed them and they said that, basically all of their manufacturing is shut down out of China. Yeah. So they can't get product even if they wanted it. And it's probably not going to start back up until probably later this year. So, it's a real struggle if they're not manufacturing it right now, and because it's impossible to get. Stuff goes on limited runs and gets discontinued, and then not even a year later. How long has the Carbon been out? Maybe a year, a little plus.
Yeah.
Year plus.
Yeah, it's like I thought, who the hell's buying the Carbon? The Carbon's like $160. No, people are buying like the regular top side or the light,
the singles.
Whatever. And I'm like, I can't find a Carbon anywhere.
Yeah.
I was like, you got to be joking me.
Well, it's like the Titan. Anything Steam Crave you cannot find.
Yeah, but hold that.
The difference
Steam Crave's coming out with a new one though. That's why, Dave.
Yeah, but also
Derek, Dave. Why'd I call you Dave?
But also,
he looks like a Dave.
He does look like a Dave.
Steam Crave goes limited runs as well.
They do.
That's the other problem with Steam Crave. Steam Crave doesn't go, let's make 150,000 of these. No, they go, let's make 10,000, see what happens. And if they sell out of 10,000, then they'll make another 10,000. But yeah, they don't go and say like China and just say,
Yeah.
okay, put 250,000 of these units out there.
Yeah, well,
but that's also how they keep their quality control.
Quality control better that way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, no, it's good news because, well, I think the good news is that in the end they didn't stop making it because they didn't want people to be able to get it. It's because they were coming out with a new one, so they're coming out with a PWM version 1.5, a Titan PWM 1.5, and I think I heard some rumbling somewhere that they're coming out with a new Titan RDTA.
Dave's Larry,
Dave's not here, man.
Dave's not here.
Open the door, man. I got the stuff.
I got the stuff, man.
I got the stuff, man. I need to talk to Dave. Dave's not here, man.
Dave's not here, man.
So yeah, I can't find the post. I was trying to find you the rendering of the new type. Here it is. Here you go, John.
The 1.5.
I promise not to cut you off.
Yeah, don't fuck it up.
Sure,
don't fuck it up this time. Hold on. Share screen, Chrome tab. Okay, here. This is the render for the new Titan PWM.
They need to get a new artist.
Why?
I'm just kidding, dude.
That's
Could
a
you
nice
do better?
little-
I want to see you do better.
I can make a line drawing like that.
Those lines aren't even straight.
Yeah, well,
The only update that I see is the finger grooves.
Yeah.
And
the button.
Yeah, and the button. Is that just like etching on the top, or are they going with a 28 millimeter?
It's probably a bigger 510 on there.
Well,
I mean, Bat Daddy 510.
Well, the PWM fit the friggin' Titan atomizer, which is 41 millimeters. So
yeah, but it didn't have any kind of a 510 other than that small little square top.
Yeah, so they're gonna put a wider 510 plate, kind of like the Hadron has one too. The Hadron has a big fat wide 510 plate.
Because that's my Glass 28 on there.
Yeah,
and that looks like it would fit that perfectly.
Yeah, something to look forward to, I guess.
Maybe.
Well, I think they're gonna. I mean,
no, I mean if we don't get our shit together, maybe.
Right. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, well, but see, that's going to be an interesting one because theoretically, I mean, you get stuff brought in. Well, I mean, now granted, my last Steam Crave order came from somewhere in the United States, somewhere in New York or somewhere up north. But if you're getting stuff coming in from overseas, they'll just switch to DHL.
Yeah.
Well,
at a cost.
Yeah. Here's the other crazy shit. So the vape market isn't the only market that's being affected by this either.
No.
So I work for a Kia dealership. So certain models of vehicle have been sold out for months.
Mm-hmm.
So like the Kia Telluride, right now there's people that are on a 10 to 12 month waiting list for a car.
Pass.
Wow.
For a regular import vehicle.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's a shame all the way around. I mean, a lot of people are being impacted. I mean, I don't know. I mean, people will still be able to get stuff like that. I mean, obviously. Well, wait, is Steam Crave in China? Are they in Shenzhen?
No, aren't they a UK company?
I think so. So they may be able to find a way around it and get it manufactured otherwise. But they're predicting late July, early August for the version 1.5 to come out. I mean, if anything. I mean, Tony B got his stuff produced, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, there are ways, but I guess some people are just really struggling. I don't know.
What do you think the 1.5 is going to run?
You know what? I think they'll keep it fairly cost effective. I mean,
$199.
Nah, the regular PWM ran
the regular
$120.
Yeah, I think it'll be right. Steam Crave tries to stay reasonably priced. I mean,
yeah.
I mean the Ragnar that I got was only $57 or something like that. But I mean, it's a highly customizable, modular RDTA.
Yeah.
I mean, but I ended up getting, and this is just as an example, right? So I ended up getting, I bought the Ragnar separately because that's the tank I wanted anyway. But I ended up getting the Hadron mod. But when I went on their website, they had the Hadron on there as a bundled kit for $120. Now, if you bought the Hadron flat out, it was $100, about $100 flat, or I'm sorry, $110, 109. I got that. I got the Hadron with the backpack attachment, which is $25, and a free glass V2 for $120. So for
I love the glass.
And then it's got the Yeehee, the Yeehee Junior chip in it, which it's not the higher end chip, but I mean it's got all the same stuff. It's just a more streamlined screen and that's temp control and all that.
Steam Crabe's U.S. office is in New York, Flushing, New York, and the company's out of China.
Right, but they distribute from both places.
Yeah. Their U.S. office is in New York, Flushing, New York.
Yeah, that's where I got all my stuff from.
See now, if you would have had that backpack attachment and you would have had a backpack on, you wouldn't have lost your mod.
Yeah.
Or a fanny pack.
Oh,
always wear a fanny.
You mean
pack.
if I had had a vape hoodie on, I would have been all right. One of those demonized vape hoodies.
The fucking vape hoodie. Goddamn.
I could see Tim rocking
I can't see.
It was 90 something degrees out there with a heat index of about 105. There ain't no fucking way I was gonna wear a hoodie.
Yeah.
No, fanny pack.
There's no way I see Tim wearing a fanny pack, dude. Maybe in the 80s, but not.
I could totally see Tim.
I had
with a
one.
fanny pack.
I had one years ago.
Not today.
I could see Tim with a full leather fanny pack.
Yes, with spikes that long,
with some rock fingers on it.
Yeah,
yeah,
and studs. like the super Slayer version spiky things coming out of it.
And if you opened it up, there would be a fucking cassette tape from 1980 in there.
I'd have my Walkman in there. What are you talking about?
Hell yeah. The Walkman.
Yeah. But I had one. Well, no, in the rock community now, the thing that's kind of trendy is kind of Derek and Tom would know about them. Brian might too, but those thigh, they kind of strap to your thigh like a gun holster does.
Yes.
They got and they're stylish bags that you can put all your garb and shit in it, and it's cool. Everyone walks around looking like Lara Croft.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
A leg satchel.
Yeah. The only thing
whatever
you drop leg holder is a pistol. That's uncomfortable.
Yeah, but that's how it's trending now. People don't use fanny packs anymore.
I'm back, man.
People walking around with fanny packs recently, except for it's not the fanny packs. It's like that chest thing.
Yeah,
walking around with. That's a new in thing. Because they don't want to have it around their waist anymore. They just want to have it on their chest. So
the single shoulder crossbody bags.
Yep. Seen a lot of those.
All right, I got to play this because we're talking fanny packs and stuff. So I got to play this.
Oh boy.
We're all like, oh god.
This is going to be horrendous.
Tell me if you guys can hear it.
Good boy.
Nope.
Not a chance.
No. Oh, you guys can't hear it?
Nope.
Oh, that sucks. It's great though. I'll have to put a link to. I wonder why. It should be working.
Wonder if
don't like you.
Wonder if Tim plays it. Maybe their sound.
Yeah, try it, Tim.
What do I want to do?
I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link.
It's on Facebook. Okay.
You've now been volunteered.
I'm gonna put it in our private chat in here. The link, Tim.
Okay.
It's fucking hilarious though.
All right.
Let's see. One of those bags that we were just talking about.
Yeah.
I use one of those when I'm carrying one of my larger weapons concealed. simply because I don't want that weight on my hip.
Yeah.
Well, I've got my assault pack has my plate carrier helmet and a scorpion in it.
Yeah, that's a lot of weight to carry.
Yeah, but it's better than being shot.
Exactly.
What if they shoot you before you get to it?
That's usually why I have a pistol on me.
That's just a risk you take.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let me know when I can go.
Go ahead, Tim.
Can you hear it?
No.
Nope.
Oh, that's weird. So
That
none
is
of us.
weird.
Yeah, there must be something going on with Zoom.
Zoom?
With SteamYard. Yeah,
All right, I'll stop it.
It sucks. It's fucking hilarious, though. The guy goes through the 5 stages of becoming a dad.
A basic dad.
A basic dad. Yeah, it's freaking hilarious.
I'm like a stage 5 basic dad.
You're almost basic white bitch.
I mean, I do like pumpkin spice lattes.
I'm saying.
And who doesn't? Who doesn't like pumpkin spice lattes?
No.
You live in Wisconsin. What do you know?
I don't care.
Well, Tom likes his lattes dick flavored.
I don't drink
And
lattes.
with cheese.
Just dipped. Just a little dip.
That's not what he said, John.
Uh,
No, that's a stir stick. He's got more cheese in there.
yeah.
I don't drink lattes. I drink coffee. Plain.
All right, wait a minute. Time out. You've never had a latte?
No.
You serious?
Yes.
I
I drink my coffee one way and one way only. Right out of the pot.
Tim, a latte?
Yeah. Well, I'm a mocha person.
There you go. Fucking Brian in North Dakota.
I'm with Tim, yeah.
How can you
bunch
not?
of bougie
We're
ass
like
bitches.
we're like brethren when it comes to drinking things. So he likes ciders, I like ciders. He likes mochas, I like mochas. Brother.
You just need a new one because you guys.
This is leftover. I have Strongbow in the refrigerator.
You guys need to move to an island. No, I'm kidding.
Mocha Cider Island.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be the first time I saw one. So
I was gonna say Brian wouldn't know what to do in an island.
Yeah. I keep going around in circles,
Yeah.
and they just keep asking, "What's this roundabout thing?"
Why do I
Where's
keep
the
seeing that
exit,
same
man?
tree?
An island would be a roundabout. So
Yeah, that's my point. And I hate roundabouts, so I would get super annoyed.
yeah, I had a buddy of mine
mine's
who
not
went
cheese spice.
to Hawaii the first time, and he's like, "Dude, I could drive around the whole island in like an hour." I go, "No shit."
It's one big circle.
What the fuck you think?
Except for during traffic, which
Yeah.
is most of the day.
Yeah.
Your camera froze, sir.
Yeah,
Mine?
No,
Eric's.
Derek, and he froze in a happy spot. Look at that. He's
Yeah.
smiling.
That's how I know he froze.
Yeah.
Can you see and hear me now?
We can hear you, no problem. It's just the whole
And I
visual
mean-
part.
I mean, technically, we can see you,
Yeah.
and now you left.
And you're still smiling.
Is it
And-
back
and-
now?
No, you're
No.
just frozen. There you
Well,
go. There you
Well, the
go.
video is back.
Pick your nose so we know you're live. There you go. He's alive. Oh man.
So, Tim, the
Yes.
1 week update of what you got in the mail last week.
All right.
How's it
so
going?
honest review. I like it. I definitely like it. I think I'm still sort of tweaking and getting used to the Ragnar.
Wave
It's
its grandson. Never
What's
mind.
that?
Never mind. He's gone.
Yeah, no, my grandson.
Oh, okay. I definitely love the tank. The tank has tons of airflow options. I mean, the way the deck is built, it's a postless deck. So for people who don't know what that is, it's not like the drop or the dead rabbit that kind of has posts that rise up. It's a flatter deck, and you just drop your coils in. But this new design, they've designed it so that not only do you get side airflow, but you get underneath airflow. Now you can cut those off independently or decide how you want to do it. It's kind of hard to see on the screen, so I'm not even going to bother. But take a look at the Ragnar. But I have been having my challenges, and this is a good one for the maybe the noobs to hear. But RDTAs are tricky business sometimes. They're really finicky when it comes to wicking. I mean, and all of them have a sweet spot or a preferred way of wicking them, and that's really kind of what I've been contending with, because all the posts that I've read about this RDTA is like how much of a flavor monster it is. I mean, the flavor on it is incredible, and I always take that comment with a grain of salt, just because that is always such a subjective commentary. I don't, yeah, it's not one of those. But at any rate, so the first couple times I wicked it, why are you showing us that? We're not even talking about that.
I'm just messing around.
Okay. So
he wants to show a cash grab.
So the deck is large. It's a 35 millimeter RDTA. The deck's flattened out, and it's got these really generous cotton wells where you can drop your cotton down in. But of course, being an RDTA, it's got these little slots at the bottom where like kind of the juice well is. And I was like trying to get the cotton to sort of like just ever so slightly like protrude those holes, so you'd have a little bit of cotton sticking out through the bottom to pick up that juice. Look at him changing his house. And I was just not getting any flavor off of it. It kept feeling like I was getting dry hits, and it was just so problematic for me. And so I was like, what is wrong? What is it with me and Steam Crave? I just can't get the flavor off of them. And then I watched a video today, and I noticed that like with the Steam Craves, you don't actually have to get the wick down in that channel. You just let it sit in the juice well. And the way the juice flow control works is it kind of fills up the bottom of the RDTA, and so that juice will make it inside that port and touch your cotton if it's pulling one. So I've got it humming right now. It's pretty good. I mean, the mod's doing its job. I haven't really pushed it to its limits. I'm at 85 watts right now on a 0.13. I could probably easily go. Let's crank it up. So I'll take it up from 85 to 100, because that's pretty much where you could be with a 0.13 anyway. Now these are stainless steel coils too, so I intend on trying temperature control with it. So here, this is 100 watts on the Ragnar.
Do you need help?
On powerful mode. That means it's kind of got like a preheat. Yeah, it's got like a quick preheat ramp up. Oh, what happened? There we go.
Please stop it. Goddamn dog.
Oh, looks like you can go after that trophy of John's.
Yeah, I'm gonna take his trophy. But that's at 100 watts. It wasn't a hot, warm vape at all. It was really flavorful. So that the wicking difference.
What is that shithole?
What? Oh,
Tim's talking. Let him talk.
Ew.
So
yeah,
Tim, with your RTA, now usually RTAs are kind of finicky. Usually, like especially if you don't know them, you haven't used them and all that stuff. You have to find out its quirks and stuff like that.
Right.
So I ended up getting the Mason dump tank, the really big one.
Yeah.
Actually, right in front of me here. That one. This is on the Alien, by the way. That's how big it is.
Look at that overhang. Oh my God. Take it away from the screen now.
Yeah. So, anyways, I made it so I was gonna run that on a series box.
Right.
Very first time building it. I put coils in it. I wicked it. I poured juice in there. I put on my mod, and I was like, if this doesn't work, and I get a dry hit, I'm gonna lose all my liquid in there. I'm gonna have to dump the whole thing out. So I fortunately enough, I was able to actually get it to wick right on the first try on a series mod.
Yeah.
And that was kind of scary because I was afraid that we're gonna get a dry hit right away. It wasn't wick properly and all that stuff all in one shot.
Yeah.
That's kind of rolling the dice right
Well, so not to harp on any other devices, but what's great about Steam Crave's design is that they use a separate juice flow control ring. So when you after you fill it up, you close off the juice flow control. You fill it up, and then you unlock it, and then all that juice drops down into the reservoir below the deck. So if that were to happen to me, a dry hit, and I'm like, oh shit, I got to dump all that juice. What you can do is, because the tank is completely sealed, you can turn it over, let all the juice go back down through the juice flow control, close it off, and then you can literally take the tank off and pull by taking the bottom off of the RDA. You can pull the deck out separately, so you don't have to sacrifice the juice in trying to correct a wicking issue. So I think that's where they have an advantage.
Yeah,
I do that on my
and I want
glass,
to.
too.
Yeah, I want to point that. That's kind of why I wanted to point that out, is because I didn't know if everyone listening actually knew that or not either. I wanted to kind of share my
Probably not.
a regular.
And the other thing too is, I mean, and this is part of the mechanics, but I keep saying this is an RDT. Look at that butt. John likes volleyball butt. John likes volleyball butt. But this device is an RDTA. What does that mean? It means a rebuildable dripping tank atomizer. So basically, I can take the tank section off and drop the cap down without the glass and turn this into a dripper. And then I could replace the squonk pin on it. I could replace the 510 pin with the squonk pin, put the backpack attachment on here, and then I could squonk to it. So, there's some flexibility in the device as well. So that also takes it, beyond the realm of your standard RTAs or RDAs.
Yeah.
Well, RDTA back before too meant something a little different with those smock device with that big tank on the bottom and everything. That was considered an RDTA.
Yeah, I've seen that design where the juice sits on the bottom.
Yeah,
and it kind of feeds up to the top as opposed no Harley.
Right.
Yeah, the avocado, prime example.
I hate the
big
avocado.
pile of shit.
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah, but they had like velocity decks on them and stuff, didn't they?
Yes.
Yep.
The avocado was a good RTA. You just needed to know how to use it.
Good for shotgun practice.
Yeah, you just didn't know what you were doing.
But I can't complain about Steam Crave devices. I mean, once you figure them out and you know what to do right, then you really can't go wrong with them. I mean,
shit. Oh, Matthew's here. I got to change my background now. I can't use the girl volleyball.
You can't use cake.
I can't use butt now because Matthew's here.
Got to be professional again.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with butts.
What about Cowboys' butts?
Yeah, there's a problem with that. Well, it depends.
Unless they're the cowboy cheerleaders.
Yeah,
there's no problem there.
How you doing, Matthew?
Oh, I'm hurting.
You're hurting. You going to the gym?
No, I should.
Probably hurt less.
Yeah, no, I had dinner and followed it up with some some tricolor cookie ice cream on top of brownies.
Oh,
good gravy.
Yeah.
Ice cream and me don't get along.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's me and whipped cream. I better be somewhere near a bathroom within 5 minutes after eating it.
Can't do milk, can't do whipped cream, can't do ice cream, but I can do cheese, which is fun.
It sucks getting old.
I'm probably the youngest one here. Don't say that.
Yeah.
How old are you?
29.
Okay,
Same.
Yeah, you are the youngest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you guys are the youngest. I'm not, which is fine.
I'm 29 too.
Oh, that
young.
When?
February 8th.
You have me by 11 days.
Oh,
damn.
Woo!
He's all happy.
You old man.
I'm young. I'm young.
Damn.
You're no longer young, man.
No. He's older.
Yeah, he's older.
He's older. I mean, the dad beard says it all. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that car salesman dad beard.
I bet if he stands up, he's wearing a fanny pack.
No.
No.
So what's crazy is work is making us wear face masks.
Oh yeah.
So wearing a face mask with a beard, I look like a 70s bikini line.
Yeah.
Do you have to wear a certain type of face mask, or you just have to have a?
It has to be a face covering.
Yeah.
Dude, just get a fucking shield.
It was a girl at Walmart, man.
Yeah,
I
get
can't
one
sell
of those
cars like that.
tattooer shields.
No.
Get a bandana.
Get the
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The ones
the
that pull
surf.
up from your neck. Yeah.
Yeah, those neck gaiters is what they called.
Yeah.
Well, hold that thought because Tony said last week that they're going to put one in people's boxes.
Yeah, everybody that's a Zampllebox member is going to get a Zampllebox mask.
Yeah,
that's not
shield.
bad. That's not bad. That
Yeah,
covers
except your fucking beard's poking out, so it really does nothing to actually protect you.
Right.
Yeah.
Derek, tell your boss that it's a class 4 felony for you to wear a mask.
It's also not, I'm also not supposed to, carry a weapon at work either. So
Well, you're not supposed to carry a weapon and have a mask on at the same time.
Yeah, those two
Right.
don't go together. And sell cars.
Speaking of which, I picked up a new blade.
Ooh, new shiny stuff.
Oh, nice.
This is the SOG Triton.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
assisted opening, built-in seatbelt cutter. Does it have a window brake on the bottom?
Right there on top.
Little,
Look at that.
but that's all you need.
Yep.
That's all you need.
What I like about it is it also has, oh, that's the wrong way, a lock.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Now that ain't opening.
Yeah.
That's why I like the Gerber Fast Draw.
Well, I'm also in
It's a
New
lot
York.
smaller.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
in New York. Yeah.
This is barely.
Legal.
Barely.
The fact that it has the lock on it is the only reason that I think it's legal.
Probably, I was going to say, it's got a safety on it. You're okay in New York and California.
I'm pretty sure my dog is probably illegal in New York.
What kind of dog?
A German Shepherd.
Anything
Yes.
bigger than 5 pounds?
Parts of New York, German Shepherds are illegal.
Dude, my Cocker Spaniel Beagle mix is probably illegal in both places.
That's my 70-pound German Shepherd. Who thinks
Look at
he's
that
a lap dog.
ferocious animal.
Oh, puppy.
You gonna say hi? No.
So
Matt-
what's the atmosphere for you, Matt? It's got to
In
be
New York.
chaotic.
I got 2 words for you.
Yeah.
Black market.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Pretty much.
It is absolutely insane. I mean, there's been a couple of people in, Zampllebox that are like, hey, I'm in New York. What the fuck do I do? And I PM them the list of, approved, vetted companies that I made sure aren't going to screw people over.
Yeah.
I honestly probably get close to 3 or 4 requests every 2 days of people who are looking for companies that they can still get stuff from.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to start seeing them on the streets. You know how they have the guy that sells watches and hats.
Oh, they're already selling them out of trunks.
On CD, the guy that's selling CDs on the sidewalk. He's just going to have fucking vape stuff right there on the sidewalk.
No, it's more like the guy that comes into random places with DVDs and watches and
the barbershop.
Check out my totally awesome mixtape.
Yeah, the guy that shows up at the barbershop and he opens his coat jacket and he's got watches, blenders.
Like, yo, this is real. I just got it. It has like a $9,000 price tag on it. Yo, I'll give it to you for $200.
Yeah.
Today. Cash money.
I mean, I bought some stuff off people like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then my friend who actually works at a jewelry place, I brought it to and was like, yo, is this legit? They're like, yeah, that's from my company. And I went, oh, never mind. All right, thanks for letting me know.
I didn't get. I don't remember the guy. I don't remember what he looked like.
He looked like some guy.
No, the guy that. So we have two guys around this area. One of them, I shit you not, looks like crackhead Dave Chappelle. Even sounds just like him. And the other guy we have is, what the fuck's his name?
11.5 hours?
We call him Movie. Fuck, what is it? Oh, Jimmy, I think.
Yeah, it's always a Jimmy. It's always
it's Jimmy. He's this like short Korean guy that comes in and he has 2 duffel bags.
No.
One with the latest fucking movies. The other, adult movies.
Yeah.
And they're all in like super thin papering cover. And it's just a disc completely blank inside some plastic wrap with a printed label on it. $5.
$5.
You're describing every single movie store in the Middle East.
Yeah. Probably. You were there. You were there. You know, Derek. That's how you watched all the movies when you were stationed out there, huh?
Yeah. What sucks is when you buy like a 10-season DVD set of a show and you get to like season 3 and the whole season's disc doesn't work.
Or you get that really crappy like watermark that's blasted all across the entire thing.
Oh yeah, 100%. It happens.
No. The worst thing is getting the movie and finding out it's not in English. That's the worst one.
No, because I got subtitles.
Yeah,
there's subtitles in whatever fucking language they're in. They're not in English.
Yeah,
There's no subtitles.
Yeah, you read Arabic.
I could. I mean, you don't know my life.
I know you're from Wisconsin, so I know you don't read Arabic.
I've never been.
I can't even read Arabic myself.
I don't even think Arabic people know how to read Arabic.
Yeah,
I think they just guess.
Yeah.
It's supposedly not that hard of a language.
Yeah. Is there any news law-wise in New York? Anything in the works? Nothing in the works. And I mean, they really can't do anything right now.
There's nothing you can do. And I try telling this to every advocacy group that's like, we're gonna do this. And I'm like, look, awesome, you want to do that? This is in the fucking 2021 budget.
The budget. That's what makes it so much harder.
You're not overturning the budget.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So tell us how you really feel about
unless you can allocate some money towards the budget to take it away, but that's not going to happen.
Oh yeah, on top of our fucking what are we at a $16 billion deficit for New York State?
Yeah,
sure,
that's what I was going to say. Good luck.
Poop.
Yeah, that's the key issue right there. Is we'll take it out. Can you find a source for money to replace it? No.
Oh, I got a source of the money to replace it. Talking over fucking $1 billion a year industry for New York, but no, let's not talk about that.
Yeah. That's not that never comes into. And with the COVID, doesn't make it any easier for anybody to be able to do anything in the first place. So,
well, that's what pissed me off the most about this. I mean, besides it just being complete bullshit, was because of COVID, shops weren't even able to
get rid of stock,
get rid of their stock, and for people to stock up for it.
Yeah. But
so what they do? Just leave the shelves full, or just throw it all away, or what?
So
they could still sell it. They could,
or is that where the marketplace comes in?
Right. So here's the thing.
The alley transactions happen.
Shops are taking multiple routes doing this. Some shops are reading the interpretation, because that's all this is. This is an interpretation. This is how shitty they wrote this bill.
Yeah.
They're interpreting that 0 milligram is not included. So what some places are doing is they're keeping everything off the shelves, and they're selling 0 milligram flavored e-liquid to the people that they know. And then they're finding ways of getting nicotine and, you know, either ordering it online or meeting up with some dude in a parking lot somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, and buying nicotine that way. And then we have a bunch of people that have no idea what the fuck they're doing, trying to add nicotine to e-liquid, which scares the ever-living hell out of me.
God, yes.
Or there's shops that are just flat out saying, fuck you, we're still doing it.
Yeah, come
openly doing it.
Yeah.
And then you have the shops that are basically shutting down and not reopening.
That's the sad part right there.
And it's the same in, I would assume it's the same in Massachusetts.
Oh, Massachusetts is bed fucked, though.
Yeah.
Massachusetts was fucking 1 foot already in the grave when COVID hit for vaping.
Yeah, they were pretty much done.
They're basically going by an underground vape system. I don't know how they're doing it, because I know there are places in Massachusetts that are still open. Yeah, no, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New York, and New Jersey are now under flavor ban.
Yeah.
But New Jersey doesn't even have a option for online.
Right.
They saw what New York, they saw what everyone was doing and went, all right, we're going to add a little bit of this in, a little bit of this in, a little bit of this in. Oh, thank you, everyone, for saying that, you know, you're going to do this, this, and this. So we're going to stop that. Jersey just got fucking steamrolled.
Yeah, they did. I wonder how much of that Jersey and New York business is flushed into Pennsylvania.
Some. The problem with PA, though, is that they have a fucking 40% tax.
Yeah, but if you can't get it, you can't get it.
So you have to drive to PA.
Yeah.
During COVID, may I add.
Yeah.
Wear a mask.
Pay for gas, pay for tolls.
Yeah.
And if you're in New York and you're going to PA, those tolls are not fun. And if you're in New Jersey going to PA, those tolls are.
Yeah, I went from Buffalo, New York to Philadelphia, and it was $55 in tolls.
What are tolls?
The fuck are those?
Yeah, I don't know what those are.
Those are just these. You're driving down the free. Now, picture, close your eyes. You're driving down the freeway, and
I am not closing my eyes in this group.
And all of a sudden, there's this wall that says you have to pay $8 to drive on 2 mile stretch of road. That's a toll.
Get fucked. This is America. I'll do what I want.
Oh, you want one that's bad? All right. So you're on the highway and you have to cross a bridge.
Yeah.
And you have to pay $18 to cross this bridge.
That's insane.
Yeah. Again, I'll refer back to my previous comment. Get fucked. This is America. I'll do what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not America when you live in New York.
Yeah. Chicago had the worst one I've ever seen in my life. There's only 2 exits from the O'Hare Airport to the freeway. And guess what?
They're both tolls.
Both are tolls, dude. So if you're not ready and you're me that's never been to Chicago and is there for the first time and doing what you're supposed to do when you go on an airplane is to make sure you have no change in your pocket, nothing that you have to, get in and out of that stupid scanning thing. So I have no change on me. Everything's in my suitcase. In the trunk of the car. All of a sudden I come onto the on ramp and all of a sudden there's a toll. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I got no money. And there's no way I'm getting out of the car because everybody behind me is already fucking blowing their horn. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, buddy?
I wouldn't get out of my car in Chicago anyway.
So John had to give a hand job to get to the toll.
It was okay.
Yeah.
No, there's nobody there. It's electronic. So you just dump the money in a fucking thing and then the arm lifts up. Well, I have no money, so I have to push the button. No money. It takes a picture of your license plate and sends you a ticket. So I'm renting a car.
And it charges you extra for doing that.
And it charges you extra. So I came back home 3.5 months later. Fucking Hertz Rent-A-Car sends me a fucking bill for that toll. you know, so
on top of their fee because they had to pay
it. And there's tolls were everywhere. And the one when I left Buffalo, New York to go to, I had no idea. Thank God I had my wallet and my credit card on me and stuff, because I had no idea I was going to have to spend that much money in tolls to get from Buffalo to Philadelphia, man.
You think that's bad? So I don't live in the city. I live on Long Island. We've gone through this. But what Cuomo is trying to do now, or he did, he is tolling the downtown Manhattan area.
Oh, fuck you.
Well, how are they tolling a downtown area in Manhattan, you ask? Because every time you drive past a certain point, it takes a picture of your license plate and it bills you.
It bills you.
What?
Yep.
Fuck?
If you're going upstate or you're going to New Jersey, there aren't toll booths anymore.
Yeah, they're all electronic.
They have little sensors that look like solar panels that you just drive right under, and if you have Easy Pass, it hits the Easy Pass. If you don't have Easy Pass, you get a bill in the mail.
Yeah.
Well, as Tom says, fuck you, this is America. I do what I want.
Right.
You know what happens if you don't pay that?
Registration. Can't register
They tow your car.
They suspend your license.
Yeah.
It's considered theft.
Yeah.
Fuck them. We drive around here without licenses all the time. Just don't get caught.
Okay, that's Wisconsin. This is
Right.
New York.
Yeah, it's
You
a real
drive around with a suspended license in New York. That is how you get a nightstick up the ass.
Yeah, this ain't the country roads.
I'm just saying, man.
Tried setting the state on fire and starting over.
Yeah. Can you just turn the state off and on again? It's clearly fucked.
Just unplug it, count to 3, plug it back in.
Yeah, something.
This isn't working. Have you tried plugging it in and plugging it back in again?
Are these batteries gone dead yet? Are the batteries gone dead yet?
Yeah. I mean,
Well, the batteries upstairs have gone dead a long time ago.
Yeah.
At this point, I think we're running on little hamsters on fucking wheels.
I think 3 of them might be dead.
Yeah.
Somebody get Andrew Como a ventilator. His brain has been deprived of oxygen for far too long.
I'll make sure to grab one from the nursing home that he sent everybody to.
Yeah.
That works.
Did his ex-wife? I never heard. Was she okay?
I don't
She
fucking know.
She had it.
Gave it to her.
She had it, right?
Here, drink this. It's tasty.
Wait, is this the ex-wife or is this the girlfriend that had breast cancer that he tried using her breast cancer movie to promote his running for governor again?
No. I thought it was the ex-wife that ended up with COVID.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I was.
They can all catch COVID for all I give a shit.
He did what?
He did what?
Yeah.
When
he was running for governor the last time, he used his mistresses or his girlfriend or whatever, who was a breast cancer survivor, did a special on Netflix or HBO or some shit, and used that as a platform for him to promote himself.
Oh, wow.
What a fucking sleazeball.
And then I think he dumped her.
Of course.
That's no
some Kevin
surprise.
Bacon 5 degrees of separation shit right there.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, man.
You guys need some new elected officials over there.
So
For the record, we don't elect him.
Yeah.
New York City does.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
The whole state can go, fuck you. New York City goes, yeah.
Yeah, we
and
love
then he gets elected.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
here's a crazy COVID story from the week.
Uh-oh.
So a guy that I work with has a daycare that his wife works at a daycare.
Oh, this guy.
One of the kids that goes there, right? So the kid's dad had the child over the 4th of July weekend, knowing full and well that he was positive for COVID, hoping to give it to his child to give it to the mother.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Savage.
There's been some crazy stories out there I've been reading.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wow.
There was just one the other day I read about some old lady coughing on a baby that had it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I'd
insane.
kill her.
Same. Well, lady, you've had a good life.
What are you coughing on a baby for in the first place, man?
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
regardless of COVID. I was talking to my mom today, and I was like, yeah, COVID hasn't really bothered me too much because I don't like people in general.
I don't need
Right?
to see
I don't go out and spend time in big groups of people. In fact, I try to avoid it like the plague if I need to be.
Yeah.
I have my select group of people that I hang out with, and that's about it. And all those people have been quarantining because they feel the same way I do. So when we do see each other, we're fine. That is fucking crazy, though.
Yeah. That's
Speaking of daycare, there used to be a daycare about 20 miles away from me that had the absolute best name ever. Manson's Child Care.
Oh yeah. I'm sending my kids there. Pass.
And it looked like the sign was made by all the kids in the daycare.
Nice.
That's the trick. That's a trick. Oh man. So what are your thoughts with this USPS stuff?
Look, I mean, without me going on a tangent because my
You
stomach
can.
is absolutely
that's
fucking killing me.
Here, let
And
me
if I
help.
get,
Let me help you with your stomach. Hold on. I'll give you something to help you with your stomach.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know if I like the sound of this.
Hold on. Let me pull it up for you. This will help you with your stomach. All
I
right.
think I know what he's gonna do, but he's gonna have to move though if that happens.
Yeah, he will.
There you
Oh,
go.
no, he's good.
I've dated strippers. This doesn't do anything to me.
That's like telling your wife, I know it'll help your headache.
And the fucking boom mic is in the way of it. Anyway.
Yeah. What I mean.
So here's what bothers me. Remember a couple of months back, the industry was all about get rid of online sales. We don't need them. Only in vape shops. Oh, this, that, the third.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had that. COVID happened. Flavor bans happened. Now you want to get rid of online sales.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are people getting their shit from?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
First. Second off, as long as you don't put down vape, e-liquid, mods, smoke, vapor, anything, who the fuck is going to know?
Exactly.
It's like lithium batteries.
And
how many of those go through fucking USPS right now?
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Well, who else? I think it was Tim that brought it up the other night, but what was it? Was it you, Tim, or somebody else? But how broke the USPS is right now.
Well, that was my other point I was going to make.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a federal mail company that is already on the verge of declaring bankruptcy and shutting down. And we have to assume that because of the vapor industry alone, the amount of money and service goes through that mail.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people, like, on an average a week probably get vape mail?
Well, let's just put it this way. Zampllebox is 350,000 customers. That's a lot of USPS boxes, man. Just in Zampllebox alone.
And what do you send out once a month, right?
Yeah, once a month.
At least.
Yeah. Some people even get 2 subscriptions.
So that's 350,000 just from Zampllebox.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Like, this makes no fucking sense that they would try to do this.
Yeah, there's no way. If I was a USPS employee, I'd be fucking tweeting Trump like, fuck you, this doesn't go through.
And that you're talking $8 per box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For a small flat rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 day. Yeah, 4 days. Was it 3 days?
3 day.
3-day.
Well, it's COVID, so it's however many fucking days it takes.
Look, I'm gonna do some quick math on that just from that box.
You need to
Here we go.
Do you need to take your shoes
No,
off?
he really doesn't. Give him a few minutes.
Does he need to? He doesn't need to take his shoes off.
There's a wonderful
That's
thing called
2.8 million.
Yeah.
So 2.8 million alone from Zampllebox.
Yeah.
That's per month.
Per month.
So multiply that by 12.
33.6 million dollars per year from one
gone.
company.
Gone.
Yeah.
Now let's factor in estimated how many vape shops there are, an average probably 3 packages a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna, if they do this, they will go bankrupt.
Yeah.
What about e-juice deals and those
Yeah.
other websites? How many packages they process per day?
Per
Yeah,
day.
like Vape Wild.
Stop it.
Oh, fucking Vape Wild. Jesus Christ. I'm sure
Yeah.
they're packaging at least a couple hundred boxes a day.
Or even,
I'd say a couple thousand per
I would
day.
probably say a couple thousand. I mean, you look at other companies,
Yeah.
Vapor DNA, fucking all those places.
Element, My V Pro.
Element. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm betting you're looking at close to what? 250 to 350 million easy.
A month.
Yeah.
Lost.
Gone.
And they're going
That's
to go,
$4 billion a year.
what? Why is this suddenly gone?
Yeah.
Eh.
Where'd our money go?
Yeah.
So what's interesting is the person who proposed this is a Republican.
Yeah, that's the other point.
So this goes back to my thing that I started yelling many, many months ago. It's not a partisan issue.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's a dollar issue.
It passed the Senate before the House.
Yeah, which is crazy by a big majority.
And the reason
scary.
it passed is because that Republican is all chummy with all the other senators.
Ted Cruz?
No, it wasn't Ted Cruz.
Oh. Sounds like something he would do.
Yeah.
No, Ted Cruz, actually, I'm pretty sure is pro-vaping.
Yeah, the way that it went through in this current climate with how our Congress looks, the
No
fact that it
arguments,
got no nothing.
discussion, just
Yeah, nothing has ever gotten through that quick.
and because now they're talking that it may get pulled back and put into another bill,
Exactly.
which won't get vetoed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what they're famous for, hiding it in the back of another bill.
Yeah, making it a little rider.
It'll be a bill for funding public schools, and
It'll be something that Trump cannot veto.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah. Which
Looks
is
like- One of the times Florida tried banning it, if I remember right.
yeah,
Didn't they try to hide that in like a offshore oil drilling bill?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like those two have nothing in common.
No.
Yeah, that one was bad. I remember that one. And Florida's is fucked up because they amend their constitution every couple of, what is it, 16 years or something?
So every 2 or 3 election cycles.
Yeah. So if something's passed in Florida, you're fucked.
For a while.
Mm-hmm. So now we have the SB 810 sitting on DeSanto's desk right now. And the problem is if he doesn't do anything, it'll pass after a certain amount of time. He actually has to veto this. And if he's saying he's not passing anything right now, that could just mean he's not going to actually sign it. He'll just wait for it to go. But I'm not an expert on Florida. You'd have to talk to Nick Orlando or talk to Nick Orlando about that.
I hate bullshit laws like that. That
Same.
That allow checks and balances to be overrode.
We're trying to get somebody from CASA on, Matthew, and if you would like to,
hopefully next week.
if you would like to come on that show next week, we would love for you to come on.
Who are you getting, Alex?
We're trying for Alex and Kristen.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. So you're welcome for that show. If you want to come on, I'll give you a heads up if that all takes place.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm working fucking 6 days a week now, so I don't exactly. Yeah. Well, between working and the e-liquid company, I don't really have much time for anything.
And your back alley deals? No, I'm kidding.
Shit, he's fancy. He does the side alley.
He's really the Jimmy he was talking about. Jimmy's actually mad.
Who's Jimmy? Did you guys actually catch that article?
When the one guy that's making like $2,000 a week each week selling illegal vape products in New York?
Yeah, that article.
The one that Grim tweeted out?
Yep.
I'll have to read that after.
It's an awesome article, and it's funny because I'm sitting there and only one company went public with it. Mm-hmm. And actually said that they were the company that was doing that, and that's actually the company I wholesale manage for. But I was trying to figure out who everybody is. And I can't get anyone down, and I'm trying to figure it out.
You're gonna have to pull some James Bond shit to find out all that stuff. If they're smart and they keep it all within the inner circle, it would take years for somebody to figure it all out.
Right.
Motherfuckers, I'm part of the inner circle.
You would think, I mean...
I'm not fucking Greg outside of the circle of trust. I'm in that shit.
Well, then how come you don't know the answers?
You gotta have this. You gotta wait for the secret. You gotta wait for the secret door knock. You know,
right?
That secret handshake.
Dakota ring or something.
Well, it is New York, so you'll have to wait for the Batman light to shine up in the sky for you to come in.
I'm in fucking Long Island. I don't see that shit.
You can see the Batman light up there. Oh man. Oh shit. Anything else? Anybody got?
I got nothing else.
I'm good.
Other than join CASA and donate money, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. Watching Alex's live feed, which for the record was absolutely hilarious, watching him butcher everybody's names trying to read those. It was adorable.
That sounds like something I do.
I don't even try. I use the first initial of the last name if I can't pronounce it. Or I give the pre-warning of I'm gonna butcher your name, fucking deal with it, figure it out. So he was talking about upwards to 70,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on record, there's 250,000 members of CASA that are listed.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say? 16% of them actually answer their fucking emails?
Oh wow!
I missed that part. I was also cooking dinner at the time.
I think he said it was like 16% actually answered the emails or read the emails. So if we do 16% of 250,000 and everyone pledges $2 a month.
It's like 11,000 people.
40,000 people.
That's $22,000.
I mean, it's a start.
It's 22 grand they don't have right now.
250,000 times 0.16 equals 40K.
Oh, that's 40. So 80,000 that they get from that.
Yeah,
and that's what they would need
per month.
That's what they would need.
Math.
I'm not good with math. I tried to figure out 250,000. What percentage of 13 million that was, and I got like 0.0019. I feel like that math was wrong.
Probably was. But I did use that earlier when I quoted it in here. So if my numbers are wrong, blame Reaper.
I definitely was not a math whiz in high school.
Nope. I think I know where math class was.
Oh no, I knew where it was because I dreaded going there every other day because I felt fucking dumber and dumber every time I went.
I probably should have walked in it more often.
Well, I was there.
Well, math for you guys. I mean, the kids today. I mean, I don't know, Tim.
Oh, I'm blessed with the math.
Yeah, the math that I do know, I'm good.
We had basic math and algebra, and then it just kind of stopped.
Unless you knew a couple smart kids that went to calculus and shit.
Yeah, it was very few of those. So now that's required, right? I think it's required in high school. Calculus.
Can you imagine trying to figure out calculus using fucking what do they call it now?
Common Core.
Common Core. Imagine doing calculus using Common Core.
Common Core doesn't work with any of that shit.
If you're wondering that 13 million times, it's 2% of
it's 1.9.
Yeah, it's 260K right there. So it's just shy of that. So it's 2% of the 13 million, roughly.
It's 1.9, and if 16% of that.
I said roughly.
I know.
Calm down.
I'm using the calculator to figure
So
out.
am I. I got a computer right in front of me. I can type fast.
Okay, so I was off by a fucking 10th or 100th or whatever the fuck it is on that side of the fucking decimal point.
Still, the point of the whole
the
thing
point being it's less than 10%.
Yes, not enough people are in CASA donating money.
Yeah.
Or not even donating money, just in CASA.
Yeah.
I started with that.
It's a quarter of
the
10%.
And which means 0.3% of them read their 0.3% of all vapors actually read CASA emails.
Yeah.
And we wonder why we're in the situation we're in right now.
Yeah.
Nobody to blame but yourselves when this shit goes tits up.
Well, I'm pretty sure you got 60 people here read your emails. So
I read mine every day when it comes through.
I read mine.
I usually honestly don't read mine because I already have the information before CASA
Yeah, that's different.
You're the exception
You're
to
the
the
exception.
rule.
I get more information daily than I even know how to process half the time.
Yeah.
And then I have to sort through it to make sure what's legit.
Your days just got to be a series of what the fuck.
So, because of my job, I leave my phone on actual volume so I don't miss anything.
Yeah.
I am a part of 5 group chats that have over 20 people in each of those chats, 2 of which are Legion related.
Yeah.
That phone goes off 80% of the day.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
Like, I have a Note 10 Plus. It goes down to 20% around 6 o'clock from 100 at like 10 a.m.
Damn.
That's how mine is with just our fucking these fools in this room right here with their chatting back and forth in the private chat.
Hey, we got shit to say. We can't help it.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, do have an announcement about the UVA rally, though.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, hit us.
Still unconfirmed, but there is dialogue back and forth with DC now.
Okay.
So if it is going to happen, it is going to be around August.
Yeah,
But you're going to have very short notice.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's probably very short notice and probably double the staff that you had for the prior one, just because of COVID. I'm assuming you're gonna have to have more people, keep people separated, and keep everybody social distancing. And
yeah, probably. But we had a lot of people just walking around, so they can actually like.
Yeah. How many buses did you guys end up having to use the first one? You remember?
I think so we did deals with the state advocacy orgs where it was a 50-50 split usually. I think there was like 6 or 8 buses.
Yeah.
No. Get away.
But we have everything ready. We're literally just waiting for DC to be like, okay, you're good.
Yeah, DC's got to clear out the other protesters first.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's something we don't want to have happen and turn into that type of situation.
God.
What, you don't want your very own chop in DC? Could be fun.
No.
The chop is never fun.
Could you imagine a chop run by vapors?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, for like the first day.
Well, yeah.
I wouldn't even give it the first day. It'd be
Somebody
like,
when no one can find a place to charge their fucking vape.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as we had a spot to charge all of our stuff and we had plenty of juice, we'd be okay for a day.
Yeah, but then you're going to have people fighting over chargers. You're going to have people fighting over fucking... Oh, I don't want that. Fuck that company and that, this and that, and fucking no.
You don't need to charge your iPhone. Get it off there, man. I need to charge my fucking Odom, man.
Who took my last fucking thing of cotton? No.
Of course,
No.
hey, of course. Then not just that, but you'd have the mouth to lung fighting with the direct lung guys.
Yeah.
You know, and God forbid somebody look under 18.
Well, here's
Jesus.
the thing. I have a feeling if that were to happen, there would just be lots of violence and shooting because all the fucking hardcore vapors would just pull out their guns and start shooting each other.
Protest over.
Yeah, get that Chinese crap out of here, man.
What's the body count? Who lived?
What do you mean your mod's not made in America? Get the fuck out of here. You have the Italian modders over here. You have the England modders over here.
With the fucking Italian mods like covering their fucking like $5,000 mods.
Right.
Like, oh,
Those would be the first ones getting stolen.
They're Franken-Skull fucking $3,000 fucking squonk mod.
yeah, one section of just
Made out of fucking moon rocks and shit.
Yeah.
one section of just steampunk people are just making mods out of everything.
Yeah. Just because.
the DIYers.
Yeah. DIY booth.
You throw them a water bottle, a koozie, and some duct tape, and they come back with a mod. Now, here you go.
Yeah, here's your mod. What the fuck is
What
that?
the fuck?
Yeah, everyone leaves. Just says all they say is thanks, MacGyver.
Yeah.
Walk away.
And then you look over and there's just a gigantic fucking like metal basin full of juice.
Yeah.
Like a ladle, you just scoop.
Get your
just
daily juice
wrapping a
ration.
towel with like fucking wire hooking up to a car battery. Everyone just.
Oh shit.
It'd be kind of funny. Right next to that one, you got like a big cauldron with stirring a big like vat too.
Yeah, you got fucking crimmies over there just mixing shit.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be an interesting time. It'd be an interesting thing. And of
I
course,
hope
you know,
that never happens.
the
That would
never-ending,
be horrible.
never leaving cloud that just hangs.
Yeah, it was just
Dense as
Yeah.
cut through that shit with a knife.
oh, you forget one group will be there. It'll be the Jewel group. They'll be just hanging there knocking
Oh,
jewels.
we'd throw them fuckers out.
They be knocking the jewels again. You know, those are the guys you give the wrong date to. Wrong date, location. No, you need to be there at 6 o'clock.
Move on to Alaska.
Not on the north
Anchorage.
lawn. Not on the north lawn, but the very, very south lawn.
Down by the Washington Monument.
Go bang your jewels over there.
No. Now we're not making fun of people because they use Juul.
No.
I was.
Like the dead center street would be like the Wild West. So there's like an issue. We'll go back to back and then walk 10 steps, turn around, blow a cloud. The rest of the cloud win.
That'll be the cloud count. That'll be the cloud count. All right, turn around 10 paces.
Have a holster for your mod. You have to draw it out.
Yeah, whoever cloud touches the other.
I got my gorilla strap still.
The drop leg holster makes a return.
Good little duel though. Get two guys to turn around and walk 10 paces. Whoever cloud touches the other guy first wins.
I actually used to do that with my old cloud crew. We would do practice and shit in parking lots with like humidity and street lights, and then we would do like, instead of back to back, we would just face each other like 10 feet away and see whose cloud can touch the others first.
Yeah. Nice.
I actually made some really cool pictures from that.
I used to. I did. I got some good. I used to take pictures of the guys in the car parking lots at the conventions, practicing in those parking lots. I was walking by. I remember the first one I went to. I was like, "What the fuck is everybody doing in the car park, man? The convention's in here." They're like, "Oh no, we're practicing." I'm like, "What? For what?"
We're practicing blowing in the parking ride.
Yeah. Blowing. Yeah, there we go.
That may not have the same meaning as it does out here, but you go to the parking ride at a certain time for a reason.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's the show.
Yeah, we're going to end it on that note before it goes worse.
And not a toll booth in sight.
We'd all be broke if there was.
All right. Well, thanks for having me. I'm going to go pop some CBD to fucking chill the stomach out. And
yeah, we'll give you a heads up on next week's show.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And hopefully you can be able to join us. That'd be awesome. And thank you, Matthew, for coming on.
Thank you, Matthew.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me as always.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good night.
All right. Good night.
Have a good one.
Come on, man.
Night.
All right, guys. Well, that's it. Oh, shit. Tim fucking jammed. He jammed.
Yeah, he thought we were done.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'll see you guys on the page, and we'll talk. Brian, everybody else. Hey, Derek, thanks for joining us, Derek.
Thanks for stopping in, Derek.
The bearded one.
Now I know how he sells all the cars. He goes strapped and has a mask. So he's
He
like,
looks like
he points and buys this one.
Buy the car, save your life.
it looks like you cut a couple inches off that damn thing.
I had to, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Too fucking hot.
Gotta stuff that shit up under the mask.
Yeah, I think he just cut off the gray part.
No, it's still there.
It's still there.
Right there.
With two boys, it won't take long. That's
Fact.
All right, guys. Peace.
See ya.
We'll talk soon.
Good week.
Later.